I am ready. All right. So Huntington's disease, or HD, none of us knew what it was before the diagnosis, but in 2000 we found out what it was. So for those of you who don't know, it's a genetic disease that affects the brain and nervous system. So think Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and ALS crossed. If that's not bad enough, children of HD patients have a 50% chance of inheriting the disease. So as they watch their family members die from this disease, they know that they have a 50% chance of inheriting it. So my father was negative, my uncle was positive, my cousins are at risk, and I am safe. In my 4th year university, instead of getting a 9-to-5 job, my uncle was getting sick, and I knew I had to do something. So I decided to make a film. Hospitals make me queasy, so studying medicine was completely out of the question. So I found a program here in Ottawa with filmmaking with one purpose, which was to make awareness for this disease. I didn't think it would be easy, but I didn't know how hard it would be. The first scene that I shot for 50 was my aunt speaking at an event. I thought I was ready. What I was not ready for was how that event would change how I would film for the rest of time. So my aunt had spoke, beautifully I might add, and it was time for questions. A man at the back of the room rose up and told my aunt to put my uncle in a home. My uncle and cousins were in the room at the time. My cousins had tears welling in her eyes. It's what we in the industry call gold, but I couldn't pan to her. Instead, I left the camera with my designated sound person, my brother, and I went and consoled her. Many people in my program said it was stupid. And was it stupid? Probably, but at the end of the day, I had to still be a niece and a cousin over being a director. So, a wise professor once said to me that you can't film your family members because you can't separate yourself from the subjects. They were right. There'd be times I feel like the worst person in the world. My uncle, a once award-winning hockey player, now struggling to pick up a sandwich. And guess what? Instead of helping him, you're shoving that camera in his face. I felt awful, to say the least. There'd be times after filming I would go home and I would cry after what I had witnessed. But I would tell myself, people will know the disease. It will get the word out. That being said, I would not change filming 50 for the world. I got to spend 4 months with my family filming them, and I got to witness many funny things. My aunt would always joke that my uncle would be on his best behavior when the cameras were around, and one scene, he coughed and covered his mouth, and I think he might have sneezed. And my aunt called him on it, saying, "You don't do that usually." And we all laughed. It kind of broke the tension. And it's moments like that that I will remember for the rest of time. My cousins also got to say how they really felt about the disease. They got to tell their hopes, their dreams, their fears, stuff they normally wouldn't talk about. It was a big thing. When I showed the final cut to my professor, or the rough cut actually, to my professor, he was a little unsure, and I got really worried. Was this film going to be good enough? How did I get myself so into this mess? But in the end, my family was happy, and we watched it together. Since filming 50, I've worked with many film projects. I work with the Huntington Society of Canada and their youth program, and I've also become an advocate for the disease. I've run races, I've fundraised, and I even dangled off the CN Tower with my aunt's mother for an event. So if I had gone with the original 9-to-5 plan that I had in my head, I would have never had those 4 months with my family, and I would never have realized my creative potential. There's some dead room. And mostly, I wouldn't have been able to basically realize that I could do my dream. There's no doubt that I'd be more financially secure, but it's a trade-off. Sadly, 2 weeks ago, my uncle passed away on October 30th. He was 56 years old. If you do take one thing away from my talk, please take this. Life is too short to not do what you love. So whether that is a 9-to-5 job or filmmaking, go for it. Because life is way too short to live with regrets.